Hey guys, I am super excited to finally share my first flip through and plan with me video. Just going to start off with a quick flip through of my April spread, and then we will get to the setup of my May spread right after. So for the cover page of my April spread, I just did a simple wreath with some peach and pink flowers. I decided to go with a yellow sunflower theme after I made my cover page, so that's why my calendar was this theme. I just did some brown numbers and days of the week with the title and surrounded that calendar with some watercolor sunflowers. Next to my calendar, I decided to go with a quote with some nice copper foiling. I chose this quote here because it applied to my goals of the month and it was a great addition next to my calendar. On the next two pages, I decided to do a full calendar. I personally like having a spread where I can see all the different tasks I have to do over the month and write down what I need to do for each day. So I decided to do a spread like this. I put my full monthly calendar in the bottom corner and my goals section right next to it so I could keep on track. And then I just did a nice yellow theme gradient over the entire calendar while still incorporating a few sunflowers to stick to the theme. These next two pages ended up being my personal favorite for this month. I did a water tracker page as well as a habit tracker. I personally struggle with drinking my 8 glasses of water a day, so I decided to make this page with some cute little mason jars that each have 8 water droplets next to the day of the week, so that I can track how much water I drink a day and hopefully keep on track. For my habit tracker, I decided to do this yellow flower theme with a curved tracking system that included a section for each habit as well as a square to fill in or check off every time I completed that habit throughout the month. As you can see, this month was a little crazy. The last 2 weeks were pretty busy, so I didn't get to fill them all out this month. But flipping forward to my next 2 pages of my monthly spread, I decided to do a mood and sleep tracker. I've been really liking using these round trackers, so I kept the same type of format that I usually do, which is this circle with 3 different sections, one for the day, one for the hours of sleep I get, and one for my mood of that day. And then I just surrounded it with a nice floral design that I did myself. On the page next to my mood and sleep tracker, I just started my weekly spreads. I included this Let Love Grow sticker in the bottom corner, as well as some sunflowers that have the number of each day of that week in the middle, to just give a simple weekly spread for me to use in the first week of that month. I decided to switch up my weekly spreads throughout this month just to make it a little more interesting and change it up a little bit. For this month, I decided to go with a full 2 pages for this weekly spread. I did the days of the week across and then left a large column for me to write my activities, as well as put some custom made stickers on the top. I was really loving these different colored flowers. They were really bright and fun, so I included basically a whole sheet on the top of my page. And for my final 2 weekly spreads, I decided to do this simple format. I used some days of the week stickers in yellow and printed out some of my favorite yellow Pinterest pictures at the time. And I personally really loved how this weekly spread turned out. I loved all the different pictures, and I added some custom stickers as well. It definitely was a busy week, so I didn't get to use it as much as I'd like, but I did use this format in my upcoming May spread. So that was my April flip through. We're now finally going to get to the May plan with me. For this month, I decided to go with a tropical theme because I will be traveling to the Caribbean this month, so I decided to stick with that sort of theme. For my cover page, I decided to sketch out a nice tropical flower and leaf pattern in a wreath. I chose some bright colors like reds, yellows, some bright greens, and I decided to use some hibiscus and plumeria flowers just to make it feel a little bit more tropical. I was a little nervous that I wouldn't like this cover page at first, but after I finished it, I really loved it. For this month's calendar, I decided to go with the same type of floral leaf pattern as my cover page, but instead I used watercolor to paint all of it. I incorporated some more flowers that I think of when I think of a tropical theme, like birds of paradise, anthuriums. I also used hibiscus and plumeria again as well. I personally like watching paint with me videos, so if you guys want me to post a slowed down version of this video, if you would like to paint it for your own bullet journal spread, just let me know. I can always include that on my channel for those of you who like painting your own calendars. You can also purchase this calendar in my Etsy shop. I have it available as a print or a digital download for you to print at home. For the rest of my bullet journal spread, I've really been liking using my Apple Pencil and iPad Pro to come up with most of my trackers and calendars and whatnot. For this month, I stuck with the same hibiscus leaf theme, which you're probably going to be sick of by the end of this video because that's what my entire spread is this month. At first, I was using the same red hibiscus that I had used in my cover page and calendar, but then I switched it up and was really liking this like pale pink colored hibiscus and the pale yellow plumeria with the same colored leaves for the surrounding of the calendar. I didn't want to go too crazy with this one because I did incorporate a lot of detail for my monthly calendar, so I just kept the design to be towards the top of it and then the bottom corner. For the rest of my iPad creations, I decided to do more of a time-lapse video so it doesn't get too boring or too long. I know the flip through took quite a bit of time, so for my habit tracker, mood and sleep tracker, I'm just going to do a time lapse of those. And then we'll get to the layout of my weekly spreads and input of all of the content I made on my iPad right after. So for my weekly spreads, I decided to choose some of my favorite tropical Pinterest pictures. I just printed them out and cut them all into different sizes. For my first weekly spread, I decided to stick with this peachy pink color. I just glued in the pictures on alternating parts of each page and then just wrote each day of the week. For my second week, I decided to go with this blue theme. I just chose these cute pictures of shells and tropical fruit and coconuts and did the same type of format with each day of the week. And then for the third week, it was the same format with the same sized pictures. I just decided to go with this bright peach color. And then for my fourth and final week, it was more of a purple theme. I absolutely loved how all of my iPad content turned out. I do have all of these items available in my Etsy shop as prints and digital downloads. I just put this calendar on my first page to just start off my spread, and then I cut out the rest of those items to put in the rest of my journal. I definitely feel that the tropical theme is there in all of these items throughout my journal. I just tried to include some pinks and a lot of tropical flowers and leaves in order to keep a cohesive theme throughout my bullet journal spread this month. Thank you guys for tuning in to this flip through and May plan with me. It was so much fun sharing all of my bullet journal ideas with you, and I hope that any of these ideas can bring you some inspiration in your monthly spread. If any of these items interest you, I will leave a link to my Etsy shop down below. And please make sure to subscribe if you want to be updated when I post my next video, or check out my Instagram and Pinterest page for more bullet journal inspiration.